Oh, shit.
That's better. What?
Shit just got real.
Hey, Chief.
Oh, good man. Yourself? It's been a while.
Hey? Yeah, it's good to take a break, freshen up. Because, you know, I always say to the fans, how can you miss us if we don't go away?
Minisode.
Watch out! Here it comes. Watch out! Here it comes. Watch out! Here it comes. Watch out! Here it comes.
Hey, did you see the Brooklyn's new court?
I did. I like it. I like it better than the old one.
The two-tone grey looks really nice. I actually kind of hope they add that grey to their current colour scheme.
Well, they just might, well, you know.
Like the black white's nice on the uniform, but just a touch of grey would be nice. Different.
Well, you are the artist. You are the artist out of the trio.
Well,
so.
Hey, no Stu tonight.
Stu is actually in the greatest state in the world, city in the world.
He's off smuggling hookers, cocaine, and fireworks into Melbourne, I hear. That's the word on the street. Hey, don't take my word for it. It's word on the street.
Well, funnily enough, when he arrived here in the world's best city, he was 15 minutes away from me. Not
Really?
even, probably 10. But I was chatting with him and he couldn't, he's very busy. He's a businessman, you know.
Yeah.
So he was very busy. He couldn't catch up. He was a bit disappointed.
Mate, the world won't save itself, okay? That's why we have Stu.
No, and there's millions to be made, and Stu's making them. So no time for us, you know, blue-collar workers.
Yeah. We'll have him back on the show very shortly. We should just Minisode the hell out of it tonight, I reckon. It's been a while. We
should
shake the dust off.
Let's just chat like we've just met up at a pub or something.
Yeah, right on. Look, there's been basketball going on since we've recorded last. And, of course, we had, like, the World Cup.
Oh.
Now, we should talk about it because we did touch on, I think, maybe the last time we recorded about the schmozzle, if you will, which was the seating arrangements and stuff like that. And, you know, it really did kind of take away from it a bit. Like, you know, there was the big outrage about the promotion that was run by the company who was doing the promotion for the event, selling the tickets, how high the tickets were, and the players they were advertising. And that's been pretty well documented now. And I could understand 100% if, like, you're an angry Aussie basketball fan who wanted a refund. I could totally get that. But in saying that, they played so well until it counted the most. And then they kind of just wet the bed. I don't know. You know, it was
You're talking in the World Cup.
Yeah, man. Like they played so well. Paddy was great. Bogut was great. Like all our big names played really well. I mean, I question. I think we definitely need a coaching change for the Boomers because I question. I mean, the selections. For starters, I was scratching my head out because we didn't take Mitch. Like this was our best shot at placing a medal. So you take the best available talent. You know, the first go-around of selections, we didn't even take Mitch Creek, which is
that's
ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like, and then who was the Cook's son, right? Eric Cook's young son. I think he went down.
Is it Xavier Cooks?
Xavier Cooks. He went down injured, and then we end up taking Mitch Creek. We take David Barlow.
Yeah, Barlow was replacement for Jonah Bolden.
Yeah, I get that, but
and again, why Barlow?
it's like Barlow's done fantastic for us, you know, representing Australia, but his time has been done, so I don't understand us taking him at all. And then we take him, and he basically doesn't play anyway.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Why didn't we take Brock?
Don't know. I'm pretty sure Brock Modem was available to play. Like he put his hand up.
He just won like a Euro bloody 3-point shootout. Like
yeah, and in international ball, I think you got to take that extra big. Like there's some big teams.
100. But like, he's a guy who could spread the floor and shoot from outside, which is just proven. You know, he has an NBA experience. He's bloody young. Like, he's been playing in Europe for the past couple of years. Like, just getting his experience up. It's head scratcher time, man. Like, just what?
Yeah, just excuse the youngest there.
Oh,
Did
fine.
give him a warning. They're watching Beverly Hills 90210, would you believe? What's the world come to, won't it?
Axel Foley at his best.
No, not Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills, yeah.
Beverly Hills what?
90210.
What are you...
No, not me.
What?
The wife and kids, they're in the next room. And just, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, man.
But yeah, back to the Booners. I'm not a fan of Lamartis. I think it's well known. And another mistake against, who was it? Against Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Plays Aaron Baines 13 minutes after he's been playing a lot of minutes and playing well.
Yeah.
13 minutes. And Gasol's killing us. Like, at least Baines will
Body up,
make him earn it, hit him. I don't understand what Lamartis does sometimes, and the selection issues. Okay, Simmons. If we had Simmons, we'd win the whole thing. I've got no qualms about it. I think down the stretch we miss a guy who can get us some buckets. As good as Mills was, if he had Simmons to bounce off, Simmons setting him up, he would have had some even better looks.
mate. Simmons is our new president, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I know all about the House of Delhi and stuff, but sorry, I said Simmons. Mills, Paddy. Paddy's our new, yeah.
Dude, you been watching a lot.
Paddy's our new president, man. I don't care what anyone says. Like,
beast, just
mate,
a beast.
Did he show and prove what? Like, so happy for that guy, man. Just so happy to see how far he's come with his career.
The great thing is the Aussies, they love playing together. There's a real good mateship there, a bond there.
Yep.
And they were hungry. They were hungry the whole tournament. They were hungry and motivated. They just dropped short. But, we had Simmons, Maker, Modem, Bolden. I think it's Josh Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
No, Jeff. I can't remember his name. Josh Green. That's his name.
Yeah.
He's coming up as well. I think he's a guard / forward, maybe. Yeah. I think.
No,
I can't remember memories. But he's really good. I'm confident for a medal in the Olympics. We can beat anyone except USA when they've got their full complement.
Sure. I was disappointed with the Spain result just because it was a winnable game. We're ahead for the majority. But then that fourth and that overtime, it was literally like Gasol Rubio show. Like, they just had their way.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's a tough one to learn because you can't count anyone out. This is apart from that US squad, this is basically the best of the best, So, and they're a team like that Spain team and even the Argentina team. Like, their core has been together forever. Do you know what I mean? Like, the young guys are now, the young guys we were watching coming up, are now the vets on that team. So, they know each other inside out, and they know the system they're playing. And it's something we kind of don't have yet. I don't feel like we don't. We just have this Aussie battler sort of game plan, and it's fucking getting old because we don't want to rely on Paddy Mills to drop a 20 plus, a 30 plus. Do you know what I mean? We've got so much talent on that court.
That's where Simmons is going to help, and Modem and guys like Maker.
Yeah. The follow up game, man. The follow up game was the inexcusable. Do you know what I mean?
Against France. Yeah.
That was inexcusable game to lose. We were still in a medal contention. I know their heads dropped because losing to Spain dropped us out of the gold medal race, but there was still something left on the line, and then I just feel like they wet the bed.
They did. But it'll hold them in good stead, I think, for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And it'll be better, like I said, it'll be better with Simmons running the show. He'll set guys up even better. The offense should look a lot better. And enough of these high post handoffs with our centres.
Yeah.
It is amazing. When we beat the US, we threw the ball into Bogut a couple of times and he scored.
Yeah. Oh, fancy that.
Amazing, isn't it? Yeah, I know he's 35. He's a bit slower than he once. He's not as quick as he once was, but he can still score. He's still smart. He's got a high IQ. It's just, I don't know. Lamartis frustrates me. In some ways, he's good. In some ways, he's just, you just go, what are you doing? Like, why are you bringing this guy in? Why are you taking that guy out?
Yeah.
But I want to mention Jock Lander.
Oh, man.
Bit of a backstory on him. So Andrew Gaze was saying a few years ago, he was like, Landale was at one of his camps, and he said he was overweight. And Gazy's like, yeah, this guy's not going to be anything. Like, he's going to struggle. Dropped a ton of weight, played in college. And look at him go. He's so quick up the floor.
Oh,
not
man.
super athletic, but smart. He can hit the three, he rebounds, he finishes around the basket.
He's got a nose for it, right? He's got a nose for the ball.
He does. Yeah, and NBA teams are looking at this kid. He'll be a solid NBA player, I reckon.
Yeah.
Very solid.
He'll find a rotation somewhere.
Yeah. Hey, when did we beat the US? What were you doing? Were you watching it?
I was not actually. I did have to catch a replay, but
let me set the scene for you, mate.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So I've been watching basketball since I was a kid, and I remember seeing the first time I ever saw the USA team was, I think it was at 84, 88 Olympia. I can't remember. My memory's gone. But I remember they had, I think they had David Robinson. They had a good team. And Australia was hanging with them for a bit. We had Ray Borner and Gaze and Phil Smythe, guys like that.
All the classics.
Yeah, we were hanging with them. And ever since then, I'm like, geez, wouldn't mind beating the US. And then, the Dream Team smashes us, and then the other Dream Team, and they always kill us. But I was watching TV here and got to set the scene. I was just in me boxes. And now I'm home. And the wife and kids came home, and there's like a couple of minutes left, and Mills hits a massive three.
Yeah.
The neighbours outside could hear me. Wife comes and goes, the neighbours can hear you. They think you're bloody killing someone. I said, I do not give a flying...
You know what?
You know what? I said, we're about to beat the US. I've been waiting my whole life for this, and I don't care if LeBron's not playing and Durant's not playing. It still counts. Because we still had some bloody good players.
A win's a win.
A win's a win, mate. We'll take it. They still had some good players, and they were coached by Pop, so yeah. I'll take it.
I sound like I'm shitting on the Boomers a little bit, but I really enjoyed everything. I really enjoyed how well the guys played for the majority of the tournament. We were in for a real shot there. Just a few little letdowns here and there, but man, I was excited. I was super excited and super happy for Australian basketball. And I've talked about on the show before. I felt really tarnished as a basketball fan, especially following the NBL growing up, and when we lost the league for about a season and a half. I never thought they'd get it back to what it is now, and just man, the last 2 years, I think not only basketball in Australia, because I feel like we've always had the talent, but just it finally feels like our league has caught up with the rest of the world a bit.
Oh, our league is fantastic. Just have a look at the players that are coming over.
Yeah.
And people are going to roll their eyes when they hear LaMelo Ball. But
no. We should talk about this a little bit, because I don't know. I put this out to the courtside fans out there. If they want to hear a little bit more about our Australian league on the podcast this upcoming season, let us know in the comments section, because it's something we've talked about off air between you myself, and Stu. And I wouldn't mind covering a little bit more NBL, because I'm not going to lie, a bit of a mellow skeptic. Especially when he came across, I really liked that Homicide put it to those boys. That this is a no joke league over here. You'll get embarrassed if you don't show up. And Melo had that sort of iffy first game, but man, has he bounced back. He's been playing fantastic.
He is smooth. That's the first word I thought of when I saw him. He's smooth. He's got the great vision. He's like his brother. He's got great vision.
I was going to say, you could tell it's funny, it goes back to that whole argument. We always joke about Blake Griffin being the younger brother, and he's his older brother. It's just like that. There's something with the younger brothers, right? That they there's maybe that extra push, or they just seem to be the ones with the more talent.
Yeah, well, LaMelo's good. Lonzo's good.
Yeah.
LiAngelo's crap. Saying that, he'd whoop our ass. Look, LaMelo, he's a baller. He's got everything. He'll play D eventually, but who cares? He's exciting for the league. He's going to score. He rebounds. He assists. He's exciting. He's not afraid to take a big shot. Hampton for the Breakers played really well. I mean, these are guys who were projected to go top 10 in the draft, and they're here playing in our league. And our everywhere is a sellout. We just played the preseason blitz in Tasmania. Every game is a sellout.
Oh, I'm so happy for Tasmania having the team back. So happy.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's going to happen in a couple of years, isn't it?
Yeah. It's going to be great, man. Like
they deserve it. Yeah. Even when they had the Hobart
Devils,
Tassie Devils, like even though they were perennial losers,
Calvin Telford.
Hey,
Calvin Telford.
Oh, he was a gun. Love Calvin Telford.
You know, one of my favourite all-time NBL players is David Stiff.
Oh, Stiffy, he's just got like 20 championship rings.
Mate, he's
just a winner.
Yeah, 100%. Love that guy.
Do you remember Wayne McDaniel for the Devils?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah, he was a good player. But yeah, when the Devils were around, they were perennial losers. But I always remember watching as a kid, their stadium was full.
Oh, yeah. And they were fun to watch. Yeah, fun to watch.
Yeah. They had, who was that guy, Donald Whiteside?
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, he ended up playing in the NBA.
Some throwback names going on here.
There is. There's a few.
Well, look, we'll jump into some NBA now. There's a few things we need to talk about. Of course, we just touched on the new Brooklyn Nets court design. But did you see... I mean, look, they've just passed some new rulings. Adam Silver announcing that they're really sort of clamping down on the tampering in the NBA.
Yeah, I did see that in passing.
I'm kind of okay with it. I kind of feel like it's a bit weird to some extent because I just didn't like the wording from Adam Silver. Like, you know, wants everyone to be in uniform, and I'm like, oh, that's a strange kind of phrase to use. Like, it sounds very. I don't know. It just didn't sit well with me for some reason. Maybe Stu can elaborate on it next show. But I did like the 10 mil fines.
Yeah, fair number, isn't it?
I mean, that's going to make any team. No owner is going to want to be forking out that. So if you're a GM and you're doing some behind the scenes shit that you shouldn't do, and you get a 10 mil fine, I mean, you best believe you'll be in the office the next day. Or that afternoon.
No, you're gone. You're gone. Or they're going to, but isn't they garnishing your wages until it's paid off?
Oh, ouch. But I did think it was funny that all communication between like agents and I suppose owners or GMs or whatnot has to be kept on file, on record for a year.
Only a year? Okay.
Well, it's a little weird too. I mean, so that means like basically Adam Silver could go through your phone, right?
Yeah, but what's stopping you? Say I'm a GM, right?
Right.
And I want to sign Wayne Hunt.
Right on.
Out of desperation.
Good move.
Need to fill that 20th man roster spot.
Killer crossover here. Killer crossover.
That's impressive with only one knee. Say I text you and say, hey, Wayno, let's meet at McDonald's for a coffee. I want to talk contract with you. I think I can convince you to play. And then, hey, just delete this message, buddy. And I delete mine. They're not going to be able to prove anything.
Yeah, I mean, I just find it... I mean, this is the thing, right? And I'm sure you're the same with it. Like, how do you really police this? Like, can you really police this? Is this a policeable thing?
Only up to a point. Because, you know what? Owners and GMs will find their way around these things.
Yeah, they'll find a way for sure.
So, yeah. I think it's probably more of a case of, and I haven't really read up on it, but I think it sounds like more of a case of Silver just trying to keep, if the fans happy, the fans are hearing what they want to hear. And, we're just trying to sort this whole tampering issue out. Things are leaking a year before a player signs. Like, everyone knew LeBron was going to LA, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, it was like... It was a 75% vote from the owners. So you could probably piece together the teams that didn't want it to happen. For me, it's also only half the problem. But you can't stop the players.
No, exactly. So you can only police it to a point, like we said. It'll be interesting. Interesting to see who gets the first $10 million fine.
Well, it'd be interesting to see if a player costs his team $10 million. If they then put that onus back on that team and they cop a $10 million fine, I mean, oof.
So the start of LeBron's last year in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So if he and Magic and Pelinka have been emailing each other, calling and texting, all of that would have to be on file
Yeah.
And then the NBA would go, you've been talking to this bloke for over a year before he's a free agent.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I think it just becomes. I mean, what triggers the alarm on it to me? Because I don't think they're going to be going through ciphering through. Like,
maybe they just get a random audit.
Like, yeah, maybe, maybe, or maybe if there's like suspicions, or do you know what I mean? Like, what's the? It's such like it feels like just so much grey area. Do you know what I mean? Like so much grey area. But I mean, I don't want to complain about it because it's like I am glad that like they're at least addressing it. I don't think I don't think they can truly stop it though, because you can't. I mean, how do you stop a player?
Yeah, you can't. It's like we said. It's only to a point. I don't know how they're going to do it. Like I said, I know. Also, like I said before, it's just. I think it's Adam Silver telling a lot of fans what they want to hear.
Yeah, that's true. I'll tell you what I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear any more of James Harden pissing and moaning about the MVP award last year.
Yeah, look, fill me in because I switched off after the finals. So you're going to have to...
Oh, he's pissing and moaning about his numbers and that, and look, I mean, for all fairness, I mean, his streak was fantastic. It was out of this world. But did they get any further than they normally did?
No, and you know what? He's got an MVP. Shouldn't he be just worrying about winning a title? Because I'll almost guarantee that every player who has won an MVP award and not won a title would trade those MVP awards for a title.
100%.
So, James Harden, concentrate on winning a chip. You've got one. No one could ever take it away from you.
It's just
get a ring.
It's just like, fuck, man, let it go. Giannis had an incredible year. Like, I think
he did,
he's overlooking what that Milwaukee team did last year. I mean, you can look at the numbers for Harden, but you can also look at the turnaround from Milwaukee from the season before. I mean, Giannis was playing that well. He was basically sitting out a lot of fourth quarters. Like, the games didn't matter because they'd blown him out that far. Like, so I just think he needs to fucking just shut his whinging and bitching, put his money where his mouth is, and fucking do something about it. Like, he needs to take a big hard look at himself in the mirror, mate, because he's just, it doesn't matter.
It's all ego.
Dude,
they're all egos.
You know what it's like? It's like having the best stats in the world on 2K and losing the game.
Yeah, true. Yeah, nice. Is that an analogy?
I've been working on them,
Yeah, nice.
I had some criticism from last year.
You're fresh. See, after the break, you're fresh. You're pulling out all these analogies.
But anyway, that's what I don't hear any more of.
By the way, speaking of the break, you turned the big 4-0, mate.
I did.
Happy 40th.
Did you like my cake?
That was fantastic.
That was my idea.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the wife did it. I thought that's
solid.
That's a great effort. But look, I obviously didn't fly up because I didn't want to.
That's also okay.
No. I think me and Cunningham had a bit of discussion. We're going to try and come up January.
Oh yeah.
At some stage.
Right on. Let's catch up.
Because I've got one holidays all of January.
Nice.
So but yeah, happy 40th. May the Grizzlies, like I said, in the next 40 years grant you a championship somewhere down the line.
At least before I die, right?
Yeah, just one.
One's okay.
So much to ask.
I'll take it.
Yeah, bloody oath.
Well, look, a bit of a fan favourite, with me anyway. I don't know about you guys. Another thing that happened during our break is we had the big three going on. And for anyone who watched it would know that Joe Johnson lit it up in the big three. Like, ridiculous. Like, absolutely ridiculous. I don't even know why this guy is out of the league, actually.
I do.
Why?
Because he's old.
And
he's slow.
But he's still produced. Look what he did in Utah in that playoff run.
Okay, Wayne. That was a long time ago.
Was it? It was 2 years ago.
Yeah, okay, when he was like 36.
Dude, he can still fill it up. You need a spot-up shooter. That's a pretty good gamble.
Wayne, you know how you've got a group of friends, right?
Right. Explain it to me.
This is what the big three is, okay? I've got a core group of friends who I play 3-on-3 against, 4-on-4, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. We're all about the same age. We're all in our 40s, early 40s. Don't look early 40s, but we are. And you and you got against your friends who are the same age. Remember that. You're still driving to the bucket. You're still hitting with fadeaways, and you're blocking their shots and you rebound. You think, oh, I've still got it. I could play open league, still play with the youngsters, because you're getting tricked, mate.
You fool's gold, you think?
Yeah, you're tricking yourself. You're going, I've still got it.
Man.
But you keep forgetting you're playing against guys who are as old and as slow as you. And then when you go up that next level,
come on,
everyone's younger and quicker.
Yeah.
You're going to go, shit, the game's passed me by. That's what's going to happen to Joe Johnson.
No
That's
way.
what the big three is.
I'm a believer.
It is, mate.
I'm a believer. I like to believe in destiny and fate, Vince, okay?
Who are you, George McFly? No. He should just earn a nice living in the big three. He's got a ton of money anyway, but he's getting a good paycheck.
Yeah, I think money's a problem with Joe.
Not a problem, but he's not going to perform well.
Oh, man. Okay, well, look, he's the first player from the big three to make it back to the league, I suppose. So
that's great. Happy for him.
Detroit have picked him up. I kind of like what Detroit had done right now. It is a gamble what they're doing right now but I kind of like the angle because it's like, oh, watch Moneyball, it's fine. I get what they're doing. Baseball, basketball, but it's like they're not getting any big free agents. I like they didn't wig out and trade Andre Drummond. I like the pairing with him and Blake. Reggie Jackson, take him or leave him, but they've decided to take that gamble on guys, so obviously signing Derrick Rose, who look, he's still going to miss games here and there, but was still very productive for Minnesota. So he kind of gets another breath of fresh air in Detroit. You bring in Joe Johnson, a spot-up shooter. Something that they need is a decent spot-up shooter from outside. So I like the Joe Johnson fit there. I think it works well for both sides.
Oh, God, Wayne.
I mean, I'm just saying. I like.
Yeah, go.
I'm just saying. I like what they've done. Like, they have nothing to lose, so why not?
If they've got nothing to win either.
Well, I didn't say they're winning the chip.
I would love for my boys to go after Andre Drummond when he's a free agent.
You want him in yellow and gold?
I do. I love Andre Drummond.
Yeah, you really do.
Do. What, you don't like Andre Drummond?
No, he's fine.
Guy's a beast.
He's fine.
It's just fine. Okay.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Dude, he gives you like 17 and 15 a night.
Dude,
a couple of block shots.
Look, we've said for the longest time that Detroit fans are really going to miss Drummond when he goes. Like, they're really going to regret hammering him as much as they have. For some reason, Detroit fans do not like Andre Drummond, but they're going to miss all those fucking double-doubles when he's gone.
Oh, mate, yeah.
Like, he is not the best center in the league. Like, he's not so fine-tuned, and his game is what it is, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's a proven double machine.
Yeah, he's not going to hit you with, like, dream shakes and, polished post moves, but he does score and he does rebound his ass off. He does play defense and plays his heart out.
Yeah, he really does. So I'm with you, man. I feel like Detroit fans give him a hard time for the wrong reasons. I think the problem is they really want him to be the number one option. And that was, I suppose, maybe the high hopes at one stage for them. But he's not that, but he's a beast.
He's going to help you win a championship.
Yeah, don't hate hard work.
And they should know that. Their whole 04 team was built around hard work.
Spoilt, mate. Spoilt. That's what it is. Had it too good for too long now. Now look at him.
Well, yeah, look, for a franchise that really over the years doesn't attract big free agents to win, to make the amount of finals they've made, and to win 3 chips is pretty good effort. I
love those Detroit teams. Honestly, that Dude. Look, that team that knocked off your Lakers, man. That team is one of the most. To me, that is like one of the best teams ever. Like,
that is it is, and it's one of the. Yes, they knocked off my team, but they are one of the most fun teams to watch.
Oh.
They've got it all: defense, excitement, rebounding. The guys like Billups who take big shots, and Rasheed Wallace.
Yes,
and everything.
And
everything.
You know what? Larry Brown was never better than when he was with Detroit and that squad and that team and the message. Because I appreciate what he did in Philadelphia with Iverson and the relationship they built and how far they took that squad. But that Detroit team, that was a Larry Brown team. That if ever there was a Larry Brown team, that was it. One built off defense, one built off, playing the right way. That was that team. Yeah,
for sure. And they loved Larry Brown. Those players loved him.
Yeah. You brought up the yellow and purple. I didn't want to really talk about them until we had Stu back, because I'm sure he's got some thoughts. But I did want to ask you a little bit of a question about them, because we're talking about centers, and obviously we handed you guys Dwight Howard this offseason. You're welcome. Tell you what, he's never looked fitter. I'll say that. He's dropped heaps of weight. I think he's going to have a good year. I mean, he had a good year. I mean, it's just, you just hope the guy has been humbled, by nearly finding himself out of the league.
He's been humbled, mate.
No, I don't mean like that.
Sorry.
I don't mean like that. 30 minutes in it only took. But yeah, I just, we talked about it previous season, his time in Charlotte. How can a guy who's basically a double-double machine there find himself off the squad because he's a bit of a cancer in the locker room? I mean, you've got to be some kind of problem for that to happen. And look, there was a moment there that we thought, hey man, this guy might be actually out of the league.
Mm-hmm. And he knows it. Yeah. He knows how close he was.
Whew, man, so close.
Mm-hmm.
So, but my actual question is, because I'm sure we're going to get a really good Dwight Howard, and maybe he's got something to prove going back to LA as well. It's all going to he's going to have to really bring it on the court to show. Is he the starter or is McGee the starter?
McGee has come out and said, I expect to start, but I got news for him. He's not starting.
You don't reckon? See, I kind of feel like he is.
Yeah, look, no, I think Dwight's going to start.
Really?
Yeah, I think Dwight's going to start. I don't know why. I think I do. I just think Dwight's a better rebounder, and we need that because we've got guys who can just, when we get the ball, can take off. LeBron. LeBron, AD can take off. Danny Green can, run off, go straight to the corner. If Caruso's starting, he can run off. We need guys to start the break with rebounding and block shots, and Dwight's that guy. And McGee can block shots, don't get me wrong, but Dwight's a better rebounder. I just think he'll be a better fit. McGee's, actually that's wrong. Not a better fit because McGee fits right in as well. I just prefer Dwight's overall size and presence in the middle.
I mean, if I was arguing that point, I would agree. I'd say that he's a much better up and down player.
Yeah.
He's got the build for that up and down game, and where McGee will help you stretch the floor. Do you need that with an Anthony Davis on the floor as well?
Nope.
In saying that, though, man, that's a lot of length and a lot of space you can make up with those two on the floor. So at least you've got options. I don't know, man. I just kind of feel like JaVale earned his stripes.
He did,
from last year.
He wasn't going to start. He wasn't going to start when Cousins was ready to go.
I'll tell you what, I think he'll have a good year, though, because I follow him on Instagram and stuff, and just watching his workouts, he just looks like he's so far. He's come so far since his young youthful days with Washington, his knucklehead days. He finally looks like and I'm just speculating off his final year with the Warriors, his year last year with the Lakers, and watching his training. But he finally looks like everything's the game's slowed up a bit for him now. He's not 100 miles an hour. He's not relying on that athletic ability. I mean, he is to a point, but it's more about the finer things now with McGee. It's more about the timing and spacing and where he is on the court, and he's aware of that.
Yeah, he's in his prime right now. He's when you certain players just hit that peak and you're like, right, he gets it. He's there. He's not going to get much better than this.
Yeah.
But he's going to be like this for a while, and he's going to be darn good. I feel like that's McGee. He was another guy who was nearly out of the league a few years ago. I mean, he was bouncing around teams. He was getting waived and traded. And He was going from Dallas to Philly, back to Dallas. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
And you just jumped. You got to Golden State and figured it out.
It's true.
I just want to say one thing about DeMarcus Cousins. You know, I've been waiting years for DeMarcus Cousins to be a Laker.
You really have.
I really have. I love the guy. When I saw the vision of him go down with that knee injury, I think I messaged you, but I was broken. I was a broken man. I was shattered for 2 to 3 days.
I left you alone, actually, for a while.
Man, I thought I'm not watching basketball this year, man. But I got it together. But hopefully we keep him. But I was just shattered for him. I mean, Achilles, lose the title, come back, you're fit. He's dropped a ton of weight.
Yeah, he was
working out.
So thin.
Oh, it was boogie slim. And just driving to the bucket and the knee goes. Just bad luck. What do you do? But just one thing about Dwight. All he has to do, and I think he's going to do it, he's saying all the right things, but I want to believe him. He's going to shut his mouth. He is not going to expect the ball on offense. He's there to do rebounding, block shots, run the floor when you can, and that's it. You're not the star. You're a role player, and your contract's not guaranteed. It's cheap, and he will just get rid of him.
I feel like he's aware of that. I mean, you never know with guys because some guys just never learn. But I feel like he's aware of that, and
he is very aware of it
because he has not been that guy for years now, right? Like even when he was in Charlotte, he was second fiddle to Kemba. Washington, I mean, fuck, where was he in Washington?
I think he played like 9 games.
Dude, that's what happens when you're getting your anus repaired.
God.
Hey, we're just saying that.
Say that.
Just calling it.
Oh my God.
Just calling it how I see it. Well, not see it, but you know what I mean.
He's got to get the old sheriff's badge bloody repaired, does he?
Mate, did he what?
Good Lord. No, I think that was a big misunderstanding, wasn't it?
Oh, well, if I get a huge misunderstanding, should I say?
Allegedly it happened. No, it didn't happen. I don't know. Benson reckons it was a setup.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We sat out a long time. A long time. 9 games, you said?
I think it was 9.
That's a long time.
It is. He did have buttock problems, but I'm not sure if it was what you said. Oh, God. Can we change the subject, please?
Welcome back.
People have pressed pause on the podcast.
We have some pretty big, exciting news coming up next show.
We do.
Should we save it for next show, or should we just hint about it?
Oh, just hint. We're going to hint that there's a giveaway or something.
Definitely a big giveaway. A tip of the cap to the silent member of the Crtsde crew, Brenton Cunningham, who worked his magic during this off season, and we have quite the show next episode for you guys. So stay tuned.
Yes, there will be a giveaway at some stage. So if you're a gamer, here's a hint for you.
Oh. I like what you did there.
Could be The Sims.
The Sims.
Could
be the Lemmings.
Could be Lemmings. You never know.
Could be Leisure Shoot Larry.
I'll be playing that, mate. Don't you worry about that.
2,000 kids don't even know what the hell we're talking about.
Nope. Good old Larry Laffer.
Oh, man. Of course, we'll be covering yet another year, more courtside madness. You can find us at the website, www.crtste.podbean.com. Down there, guys, you'll find all the links to the shows, our previous shows, links to the Facebook page. Swing down, say hi. Yeah, lots of banter going on. Man, it's going to be one hell of a season.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see all these new rosters hit the court, and I'm just waiting for something more to go wrong with the Lakers. So,
hey, you know what? For all the, I suppose maybe the old heads or whatnot. I've certainly had my problems with it, with players jumping and teaming up, at some stage or other. But I've got to admit, it does make you look forward to the new year and see how these teams come together.
Yeah, it does. It's exciting.
It is exciting, right? Like it is.
Yeah,
like it's drama. It's kind of like because I always go back to like, man, you know what? If I was a young 11-year-old Wayno, watching NBA and all this stuff was rolling around, man, I'd be over the moon. Like this is so much action, so much like craziness going on, so much like, oh my god, I'd be literally wigging out as a kid. Like, so much going on.
And you know what the best part is? If you're a kid now in Australia and you can't afford League Pass or Foxtel, which is an absolute rip-off.
I totally forgot about this.
Hello, everyone at Foxtel, if you're listening.
Rip-off.
Yeah, rip-off. Get stuffed. We are getting free-to-air NBA games.
That's so good.
On SBS Viceland, as well as NBL games. Mate, it is a great time to be a basketball fan in this country.
Yeah, so I think someone actually posted... We put a post up on the Facebook page and someone posted, so do I, not bother with my League Pass subscription this year? You know what? It just comes down to how much you watch.
Well, I had League Pass last year and having the ball and chain and the kids, I was only watching Laker games, really, when I could.
So you could get like the team League Pass if you wanted, which is a lot cheaper.
Yeah, that's still like, I think it's still like 150.
I mean, look, I'm watching 8 to 9 games a week, so for me, it's a kind of a must. Like
Do you still see your wife?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why I stay up super late, Vince.
Yeah, see, I can't do that anymore. I just can't stay up late.
Not
I've got to be fresh, Wayne. I work in education these days. I've got to be fresh.
I'm not saying it doesn't destroy me the next day.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm a mess. Like I'm actually lucky I'm out in a warehouse now working because I had not to be around people before 11 o'clock. But
well, do you have anything from Stan Lee at the warehouse?
We have Stan Lee actually. You've
stuffed and mounted him, have you?
He's our coffee machine holder. He holds our coffees when they're too hot.
Oh, I see. That's a collector's item right there.
Right? That's what we do. Yeah. I'll be selling Stan hair follicles.
How do you feel that even dead, Stan Lee has more hair than you?
Going to hang up and go cry in a corner now. Thanks. Good to be back. Thanks, Vince.
Took me about an hour to get back into it.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. I'm just cutting the show there because...
Also, before you delete me, you realise this will be our 8th season of podcasting.
Is it really?
And you would think we'd be good at it by now.
Joke's on them.
You'd think, wouldn't you? Maybe another 8 years we'll be getting there, getting the hang of it.
Well, on that note.
Guess what? In 8 years we'll still be unprofessional, unprepared, and vulgar.
More of the same, really.
Yeah, more of the same.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.